Now, Aziz coaches are often called in to help manage a merger, if there is such a thing. It's usually a takeover on one side or the other. And I know you have a lot of experience of this. What do you think the coaching principles should be helping people who are struggling in a new organisational environment?
I think it's a really, really tough time for people. And we were talking previously about, the fact that people feel like they sit on one side or the other, and it is about that coming together. I think there's also, I like the disagree and commit type model as well. That's really important, because there is a point at which you have to say to people, this is new, it's not going to change. You might have a new boss, you might have a new role. That's going to happen. How can we work with you to actually accept this new environment? Because lots of people in mergers and acquisitions are fighting constantly for their old life, or their old boss, or their old colleagues. There's usually some survivor syndrome going on as well, because it often leads to just a loss. So there is, I think, that model of disagree and commit, which was, I think it was Intel who came up with that originally in their organisation. I think that's important. How do I move forward and commit to this new life that I'm going to have? And accepting that people, nearly everyone, is going to go through the change curve, as we call it, the Kubler-Ross, and they are going to feel uncomfortable for a while, and helping people through that as leaders is going to be important.
Andy, anything to add to that?
I was coaching someone yesterday actually on that very topic, which was it's a company that's acquired a smaller one, and their team is directly affected by it. And they came to the coaching session saying, it's really unclear. I'm not allowed to talk to the other team yet. And my team are all worried about their jobs. There was this, general description of chaos. And my response was, you're going to have to put up with it for a while, because actually there's one of the things is, talked to them about was the reality of two structures running in parallel, which there is. What you've got is the new company is kind of signed off, and the existing one is still there, and nothing has actually changed yet. You've got two structures, two people doing work, and actually right now there's a complete parallel organisation running, and I said, you're sitting in the middle, and it's going to be messy for a while, and I think they're almost like waiting for a day when they go, oh, thank goodness that's sorted. Yeah. I'm really glad that's finished. And I said to them, you're not going to get it for weeks, months. But the interesting question was, I said to them, how much do you know? What do you know about what the other team are doing? And she sat there and she was waiting for someone to give her information. And I said, trust me, all the other executives, they won't know what's going on either. They won't have any clue about what the new structure is going to be looking like. It's too big and too messy. I said, I wonder what you could do. So she's rung up the other team and said, I'm going to come and have a chat and see what they do, and at least start to raise their awareness of the function. I said, your job is in the middle of this chaos. Let's accept it for what it is. And I said, you're a great problem solver. How would you fix the fact that it's chaotic? She said, well, I'd find out more about it.
Yeah.
Go on then. I said,
reminds me
off you go. So that's what we did.
Sorry, Andy, just thinking about that whole transition and the work of William Bridges, because with endings, there is a dissolution, there is a loss, there is a grieving, there is a whole psychological process that people are going through, and it is about that change curve, but it arrives at different points for different people.
Yeah.
And to acknowledge and to witness and talk about some of the things that you're going to be feeling, and it's all normal. You're going to feel upset, you're going to be angry potentially, it's going to churn up a lot of stuff. But there are some questions, it's like, what are we letting go? What are we letting go of? And what are we keeping? And what do we want to take forward? So it kind of eases people into, I think, a better mental state about the process that they're going to go through. And then, then you've kind of got that whole kind of new beginnings. But it is a cycle.